afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Yet again, another after work send. Made it out here to the local pond, and we're gonna see if we can't catch a couple fish. Pops and I, if you guys have been watching the previous videos, know that we got a lake series coming up. First one's in the middle or the end of September, and I haven't been on a lake since probably March, and that was Clear Lake. And besides that, it was probably even before that. So I'm trying to brush up on my lake skills. I even had to raid the wife's tackle box. I brought one of her spinning rods because she owns more spinning rods than I do, and see if we can't figure something out today. Lake Comanche typically fishes pretty tough for me. I can find some decent sized fish, a lot of 5s and 6s in here, but finding them consistently is pretty tough. So I'm just gonna head out today, probably work on my forward-facing sonar skills, try to catch some fish. Lake is absolutely beautiful right now. There's a little breeze going, so we're probably gonna be able to throw reaction, not just have to throw finesse tackle. And we're just looking to catch a couple fish. Water's super high, crystal clear. I mean, I haven't seen it look this pretty out here in a long time. And typically when it gets windy out here, it blows you off. So probably gonna start main lake, but we're gonna give it our best dangle, see if we can bring you guys along with us and catch a couple fish. Stay tuned. It's fishing time, baby. Alrighty, first spot. Now, we didn't go too far from the launch ramp. Trying to decide what to fish right now, so I think we're gonna start off on some shallow flats. Maybe throw a little bit of reaction, probably throw a jig, drop shot, all the good stuff. See if we can't figure these fish out. A lot of the success that I've had in the past here, throwing like small little Kitech or some type of swimmer on like a, you know, 1/4 ounce or a 1/2 ounce jig head, and just swimming it across the bottom, but not really sure what we're gonna see today. So hopefully they eat the jig. We got 20 foot deep. I mean, a little breezy out here. All right, so we are starting off with a first gen jaw dropper with like a little 2.5 inch Kitech on the back, and we're starting off at a big flat. This lake has received a lot of water, but I'm just dropping down on some fish that I see on the scan and hoping to get one of them to eat. But this lake has been high for quite a while, so this big flat right out here leads out to the main lake. Could be a good stopping area for fish on their way to shallow waters. It looks like I've got fish right on my bait right now that I dropped down on, and a little rock pile, just hoping to see if we can't get one of them to eat. They're all looking at it. They're pretty small, probably some like 10-inch spots or something like that, but there's a big one close by. Okay, they don't seem interested in that. Let's see if they'll take a look at the old drop shot. Is a classic. You know, one of the best bites that I actually got on out here was a couple years ago, when there was a big high water year similar to this. All of these island tops were underwater, probably 30-40 feet deep, and I literally burning a square bill, 5 foot of water over 40-foot island tops, and these 3, 4, 5 pound spots were just coming up and crushing the square bill. It was probably one of the funnest bites I've had in a long time up here, other than like the wintertime A-rig bite where you just see teeners and 10 pounders just following your A-rig in. But we'll probably give the swim bait a go today since we've got a little bit of chop on the water. I think it can be a contender, especially on these flats, see if there's anything big down there, and hopefully put the pieces of the puzzle together quickly, because we don't have a whole lot of time out here. Just got to fish fast and figure out what they want. All right, well, doesn't look like it's going on here. Now we're gonna go fish some history. Fish some history. Fish a spot where every time I come out here I catch a fish. Why didn't we start there? Good question. Always want to do something different, huh? So let's see what we can do. Okay, spot number 2 didn't work out. There are fish down there, but they, after spending 30 minutes on them, they really don't want anything to do with me. So we looked at 2 deep spots. Let's go shallow. See if we can call one up. Finally, we got one. Finally, little guy. Not the size we are looking for. First fish of the day. It's been about an hour. Transitioning between main lake, shallow, came over to a little bit deeper bank. This guy was in 35 feet of water. What's a largie doing in 35 feet of water when it's 66 degree water temp? I don't know. Number 1. Gosh. Fishing this way is f***ing boring. So boring. There we go. That one came up and ate it. There we go. That's a decent one. This guy came all the way off the bottom to eat this. Deep diving crankbait. I actually was looking at the graph and saw this fish just come out from like 35 feet of water off the bottom. Smoked this in about 15. Man, throwing that drop shot is so boring. If I can get him to eat this, it'd be much more entertaining. Just a solid little 2-pounder. Deep diving crankbait, ghost pattern. Dives 15 to 20 depending on what line test you have. I have 10-pound test fluoro on right now. Trying to get it down there as deep as possible. Got a decent one. Sweet. I like that. Wind blown, main point. Wasn't even touching bottom on that cast. Just he came up and wanted to eat it. Well, I finally found a school of fish, main point, off the main river. I've been fishing a lot of secondary stuff, thinking that these fish would be kind of pulled back into pockets, pushing bait back, but it doesn't look like there's much bait right now. At least I haven't found much. And the schools that I'm finding are like 6-7 inch bass, so nothing to write home about yet. Got the Bass Union 1/2 ounce jig in the hand, just crawling it across the main point, hoping that we can get a big fish. That 2-pounder is the biggest one so far. We've only had 2 bites, and it has been a slow hour, to say the least. This is typically how Comanche greets me, with a tough bite. Look at that. There's fish. They're just following the boat, and I can't get them to eat. Whoever said having forward-facing sonar was easy, come on. There we go. Finally, my goodness. This seems like a good one too. Oh yeah. That's a good spot right there. Look at that. Now that's the kind of spotted bass that we're looking for right there. That's a healthy 2.5, 3 pounder. But look at that, Bass Union jig, completely choked. I mean, that fish wanted that thing bad. That is all the way down to his crushers. But there we go. Finally a solid one. This guy was about 25-30 feet of water, just a lone roamer. Just kind of saw off in the distance in the active target that there was like a little ball of bait and there was a blob underneath, and I made like an 80-yard cast to it, drug it on the bottom, down and smoked it. Solid spot right there. That's what we're looking for, baby. Alrighty, well, we've been fishing for about 2 hours. It's about 5 o'clock, and we've been bouncing around from spot to spot to spot, and really just haven't found anything. Best fish so far is like a 2.5, 3 pound spot, which granted, that's a really good spot, but it's the only keeper that we've caught today. The rest of them have been pretty short. So not seeing fish grouped up. I think I've seen maybe one little school of probably 6-7 inches, but so far, nada. So far, nothing much. So we're just bouncing around, checking flooded island tops. First, what I'm doing is I'm driving over the top of them and scanning them with side scan. And then if I see something, then I'll stop, pull out the trolling motor, put the active target on them and see if they'll eat. 90% of the fish that I'm casting at on screen have not eaten. So I don't know what it is that I'm doing wrong, or if they're just not in an eating mood, but sun's still in the sky. Still got a couple hours left before sunset, and hopefully maybe evening topwater bite. Those spots love to come up for that whopper plopper, so fingers crossed we can hope for that. Let's get back to fishing. Finally caught one of these suckers. Not a bad little spot, a little 1.5-pounder. Man, it has been a absolutely tough bite. Hooked perfectly in the nose, but look at how fat these things are. These things are falling around balls of bait, and they're just absolutely uninterested in what I'm throwing. So finally got another one to eat, but man, it's It's slow right now. This lake usually does this to me. You see fish all over the place, and it's like difficult to catch one and put one in the boat. But another little spot, chunky. Thank you, sir. Look at that freaking fish out in right off a 75-foot shelf, and it's a largie. Largie's the one out deep. This is the first largie of the day. First largie of the day. This guy must have hit it on the way down. First largie. Ate the old Bass Union jig. About 35 feet of water, right off a main river, deep channel, 75 feet up to 35. Need to get bigger. Oh, you came off? Dang it. Poop. Just freaking dragging a jig. Out here in the middle of the lake. Oh, you broke me off. Poop. I think you wrapped me around the tree. All right, I think I've tortured myself enough. Done tortured myself enough. Gosh, tough bite today. Tough bite. Look at that, last one in the old parking lot. Man, we gave it our all today, but this place, man, this place kicks my butt every time I come here. Can't quite figure out why they don't eat. Now we know I've got some work to do for this lake series. You're definitely gonna have to come back out here. I did figure a little something out towards the end of the night. was following main rivers, 80 to 100 feet deep. As soon as they came up to 70 and then transitioned into like 50, 60, 35, that's where the fish were staging. And found that out at the end of the night. So got like 5 or 6 bites, caught one. So it's a starting point for next time. I don't think these fish have quite gotten off of their summer pattern. I was hoping that they would be a little bit closer to that fall bite, but it is what it is. Found a couple bait balls, but nothing to write home about. We just know that I need to work on my forward-facing sonar skills, as well as all around catching fish on a lake in general skills. I imagine this is how people that usually fish lakes, when they come to the Delta, this is probably them scratching their head. That's probably how I feel right now. A Delta guy going and fishing a lake, it's like, man, what the heck are these fish doing? There ain't no tulies, there's no mats, there's no scum to throw a frog. So hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it's gonna be a quick one. We didn't catch a whole lot. I like to record every time I come out in the water, show you guys how it goes, and let you enjoy the process and even enjoy it when it's a struggle. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Oh, we're gonna be doing a giveaway. We're gonna be giving away a lithium battery when I get to 10K. So hit that sub button if you're not subbed right now, and stay tuned because we're gonna hit it pretty soon. We'll have a lithium battery to give away. So thanks for watching, guys. Remember, any cast can be a giant. Peace.